Can you hear me?
Hello, Prof.
Hello.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Is the voice okay?
Yes, I think the voice is okay.
Good afternoon, Prof. Deng.
Yeah, good afternoon. Selamat siang.
Selamat siang, Prof. Deng. How are you?
Yes, fine.
Fine. Okay. Yes. Can you hear my voice clearly? Yes, yes. Your voice is very clear here.
Okay, great. And we can try to share my PowerPoint.
Yes, sure.
And how I share my PowerPoint is the share screen, right?
Yes, yes. Do you have any video or any sound that you want to share with us, or only the slide?
Only slide.
Okay, right.
So I put the share slide, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I will try it.
Selamat siang, Pak Hakim.
Hey, selamat siang, Mas Made.
Ya, sama teman-teman semua. Selamat siang. Prof.
Selamat siang.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam, Yam. Yeah, Prof. Deng, we have Mas Made here. Mas Made, senior researcher at the Center for Population and Policy Studies.
Yes, it's nice to meet you, Professor Beng.
Yes, nice to meet you.
Okay. Welcome in Jogja.
Virtually. Yes. Yeah. Mas Made, the situation in Taiwan now is much more better than us in terms of COVID.
In the context of pandemic, right?
Right. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes. We must learn much from Taiwan about how to manage the pandemic condition there, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. See you.
Yeah. Can you share the slide, Prof. Deng?
No? I cannot share the slide right now.
All right. Otherwise, you can send it to my WhatsApp. I will share. I will help you in sharing the slide, if you don't mind.
Okay. But my slide is in Mac.
And your Mac has no connection with WhatsApp?
I will try to.
Or you can also send it to my email.
So I should transfer it to PDF file, right?
Yes. Yes. Sure.
Let me do that.
Have you sent it to me, to my email, or to?
To WhatsApp.
To WhatsApp. All right. Okay. Ya, Mas Made.
How long the time for the talk is 60 minutes or 90 minutes?
I think 45 to 60 minutes is the longest. I think we will allow some student here and participant for Q&A afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah. You think your presentation will take about an hour or even more?
No, we can up to your need. So we can take it shorter.
All right. Okay.
Send you I sent you 3 PowerPoint, and then 2 of PowerPoint I already presented before, but probably some of students not at the conference. So probably if needed, then I can share with them with the other 2 PowerPoint. Okay.
Right. I got your PowerPoint here with the title Mobilitas Global dalam Perspektif Kependudukan dan Kebijakan.
Okay, this
right?
is the PowerPoint. Then I will show you the second one.
Yes, Prof. Deng, can you
Yes.
see the slide here?
I think I can. And
Yes.
right now I send you the third PowerPoint with me a few minutes.
All right. Okay. Ya, teman-teman semuanya yang sudah bergabung, sekarang baru kita sudah di jam 1. So we will start very soon. We need some time to prepare for the presentation. So I hope all of you can allow us for a couple minutes to prepare for the PPT and some other materials. Prof. Deng?
Yes.
If you would like to, if you think that you have a plan to present the first slide on the Mobilitas Global dalam Perspektif Kependudukan, I think we can just use that file and we can adjust with the time. Yeah, we'll see how long it will take. But normally in our class, we spend 90 minutes to 2 hours for class. So 1.5 to 2 hours the length of the class, but that will include the Q&A from a student. So we can spend about an hour for presentation, or even a little bit more. So what do you think, Prof. Deng?
Yes, no problem. It's up to
Yes.
me.
Yeah. So then which one? Here I got your file. Which one is your preference to share with us?
I think the first slide we maybe use Mobilitas Global dalam Perspektif Kependudukan dan Advokasi Kebijakan.
All right. Okay. Okay then. So this one, yeah?
Yes. So probably we can, yes, we can start. And if we need some more slide, then probably later on I can to share with you. Okay.
All right. All right. Okay. All right. So can we start now, Prof. Deng?
20 seconds.
All right. Okay. Yep. No worries. Take your times and just let me know whenever you are ready.
Kita selalu bicara keberagaman, tapi memaksakan
Okay, I think we can start right now.
Right. Baik, teman-teman semuanya, kita akan segera mulai perkuliahan kita siang hari ini. Alright, good afternoon everyone. Selamat siang. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Alright, first of all, we would like to thank Professor Jian-bang Deng for his time amid his very busy time these days, and I know Prof. Deng had some busyness for teaching and a new office at Tamkang University. But apart from that very tight schedule, Prof. Deng has ready to share with us about the global mobility. I would very short introduce Prof. Deng. His full name Jian-bang Deng. Yeah, I used to call him Pak Deng. Sometimes learning from a colleague at Tamkang because some of them call him Abang. It's a Taiwanese way of calling brother, and but because Prof. Deng already very familiar with Yogyakarta since he spent quite a long time here at UGM, so he start learning some bahasa. Yeah, but for today, I think Prof. Deng will fully present his lecture on global mobility in English. So Prof. Jian-bang Deng is a professor at the Graduate Institute of Future Studies, Tamkang University, Taiwan. He's the director of the Research Center for Humanity and Mobility Futures at Tamkang University, and also one of the board members of Future Research in the International Sociological Association. Prof. Deng might also add some information about your current activities that might very much relate to our program at Center for Population and Policy Studies. Prof. Deng, we have master and doctoral studies at under the Center of Population and Policy Studies. So for today, some students, especially from my class, the nilai publik, public value, and politics, business, and masyarakat, join us today in this class. And I know that you now serve as director in a degree, right? In the graduate in future. I'm not really. Better you to explain the program that you are now become a director of that, so we can then see how we can further collaborate on the degree studies between Tamkang University and also PSKK UGM under the master and doctoral program. But today, Professor Deng will share with us, especially on the issue of global mobility from the perspective of population and policy. So, Prof. Deng, here, I think most of attendees for today is from student at the Magister and Doctoral Studies at MDKIK, yeah. Leadership and Policy Innovation, and the name of the program is Leadership and Policy Innovation under the Center of Population and Policy Studies. But some also, I noticed some participants from other program, and also there are some researchers here even senior researchers at PSKK UGM join us today in this afternoon class. So Prof. Deng, we will start with your presentation. You might take your times whenever you feel that you can spend time for sharing with us on the global mobility. You can spend you can spend time about 60 minutes or a little bit more, and then afterward will be followed by the Q&A by the participant. So now time is yours, Prof. Deng. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much for Dr. Hakim to invite me for this very timing, very spacious research talk is about global mobilities. I think my name is Jian-bang Deng from Tamkang University, Taiwan, and I already read Jakarta for several times, and this year I was guest professor there for 3 months. So I learned a little bit Bahasa Indonesia and have a lot of friends there. And if the pandemic didn't come, then probably right now I still probably at Georgia, but. I think everybody of you know the pandemic has changed a lot for the global societies, for Indonesia societies, and also probably also Taiwanese society also the same. So today we have very interesting topics. This about the global modalities, and then. The first, I want to share of you why global mobilities become important issues, but the issues become important is before pandemic. When the pandemic came, then it changed a lot. So if we have time, I also prepared the second and third PowerPoint that I already presented in the Gadjah Mada University's conference before, but we probably some of you didn't attend this conference. So if we have time, then I can still share some of the slide in my second and the third PowerPoint. So first we start with the global mobilities, and then to the next slide, please. The next slide. Okay. Why mobilities become important issues? And sorry, I show you some Mandarin character here, but I hope you never mind. And here in the right above, this is the MRT station at Danshui. Danshui is here. Right now, the University of Tamkang is in the city of Danshui. So it's located in the northeast part of Taiwan. And Danshui is very similar to Georgia. It's a city for tourists. So when they come to Danshui, they use MRT. In the left side, you see the U-bike. The U-bike in Taiwan is used for not only for tourists, but also in daily life. If you visit Denmark in Amsterdam, or if you visit Denmark, the capital cities, Copenhagen, or you visit Holland, Amsterdam, you will see a lot of people, they use bike for their daily mobilities. And it is also the trend here gradually become very common in Taiwan. And in the right, the below, you will see a lot of students in the campus. They take the middle bus to the MRT station. So every day we use the MRT, use the bus, use the bike. And in Georgia, probably many of you use the motorcycle, right, to to get to the campus. So the mobility is common in our daily life. The next slide, please. And so people today, we can say, people today are on the move. People today are always on the move. You take with the work, you go by go bike or go with the motorbike or with the train, with the bus, with the airplane. So some people say today people travel in the world is around 23 billion kilometers. And in the coming 3 decades, it means in 2050s, and it will rise 4 times. So the people will travel more than 106 billion kilometers. So in Taiwan, many elder people, they will say, if the people they are is very experienced, they will say to the younger people, say, they always use a sentence. They say, I walk on the bridges. The kilometers more than you have take on the road. But if you take this sentence in the nowadays, probably the younger peoples, they travel much more than the elder peoples. And so this is the difference when we compare the nowadays time to the older times. People today, they travel much longer, especially the young peoples. So it's the mobilities today, why it become a very important concept. The next slide, please. So people today, in a sentence, then we can say people today traveling further, traveling faster and more frequently than before. And this is the concept we can say today, at least before the pandemic came, right? Next slide. So for people to travel, there are 2 kinds of major patterns for mobilities. If we say the mobilities become more important today, one pattern is people are to travel is volunteer one. The second model is forced to travel, and the first. Here in the slide, you can see the people are forced to travel. These are the people in Syria, and those people are refugees. So still in the world, a lot of people nowadays in the recent days, you hear there's a war in Ethiopia. There's in the world. So many of the people, they forced to travel to other countries and for their freedom, for political reasons. And those people are forced to travel. They are not travel voluntarily. But we talk today majorly focus on the first patterns. They choose to travel. They volunteer to travel. And then we ask why. Why people today, they take a lot of time to travel, and for what reasons, and why travel today becomes so important than before. So this is our topic today. Next slide, please. So we can say today is an age, a golden age of mobilities. And then the very, very simple indicators for this age is the so-called accelerating mobilities. So the mobility is not a new topic. People in the older times, they still travel. But at that time, they travel by walk. They travel by very simple car or by bike. But today we use a lot of modern technologies to make the mobility more easier and more faster. So here we use the term is accelerating mobilities. the mobility today is more quicker and more faster than before. And this kind of the time, if we take it in time and space, and to talk about mobility, then it will expand us to think a lot of issues. And these issues probably before they deal with a lot of these kind of issues in natural sciences, especially in transportations. In transportation, they want to build the bus, the modern bus. So they research about the transportations. But the most neglected areas is in social science. In social science, is until recent years, then the social science researcher, they take mobility as an issue. And for you, many of them, you studies on the population studies. And I think for you and me, the very important research subject is about the migrant. The migrant is also very strongly related to the issue of mobilities. And this is in social science, we have to engage more in mobilities and also in migrations together. Okay, next slide, please. So for mobilities, then we can say today the mobility paradigm has changes. How we can say that the mobility paradigms? The first is if we talk about the concept of mobility paradigm, then we have two sub-concepts. One is about the mobility systems, and the other one is about everyday ordinary lives. So we think about the mobility systems first. Here in Taiwan, many people, they travel, they use cars, or they use MRT, the subway system. The subway system should be very on time. And right now, you can through your many people, they use a mobile phone. I think all of you have a mobile phone, and then you can check your mobile phone from one place to the other place. For example, from your home to the Gadjah Mada University, and then you can check how long you can get there, and then you can choose what kind of mobility system you use. Right now, probably you use the motorcycle, or you use bike, or you go by walk. Then you can check your mobile phones how long you can get there. And here in Danshui, we use MRT systems. So those kind of the MRT systems, or the motorcycles, or the other way, this it's become a kind of mobility systems. And it's because of those kind of mobility system is very trustful. So then we can expect from my home to the universities how long it will take. Then I will get the campus on time. So for me, I take MRT, then 40 minutes. So there's assumption that those kind of mobility systems will function very well. When the mobility system function very well, then today's mobility life will become possible, and then it could be on time in different kind of systems. And then our daily life is also because of the modern mobility systems. Then the daily life changed a lot. Okay. Then we go to the next slide. So I would say here is very strongly interactions between the mobility systems and to the ordinary life. Then next slide here. Here is the high-speed rail in Taiwan. I heard that is also high-speed rail come through in Indonesia. There's from Jakarta to to Bandung.
To Bandung, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
If it is true, then it will change the people's daily life a lot. Now, the Taiwan high-speed rail, they have a slogan. The slogan is quite simple: to be there. What it means to be there? It means if you want to go to somewhere in Paris, and you don't have to drive your car, you don't have to by walk, you just take a high-speed rail. And I can take an example for you. Taiwan is an island, and is also like any one of you experiences in Indonesia. You have 140,000 island. It's quite a lot. And here in Taiwan, Taiwan is a big island. And then in my childhood, I traveled from the north of Taiwan to the south of Taiwan. It takes normally it takes 2 to 3 days. So it's my children that understand about the north of Taiwan and south of Taiwan. But today, if you take the high-speed rail to the south of Taiwan, for example, the Taipei main station, and to the very, very south of Taiwan, there's a Kaohsiung station. How long it will take? Can you imagine? It takes only 1.5 hours. It means only 1.5 hours. So our presentation will take 90 minutes. So if you at the same time take the high-speed rail from the Taipei, the north part of Taiwan, and then at the end of presentation, the people already arrived Kaohsiung, arrived the south part of Taiwan. So this example is tell us the mobility is not only make things much faster and make the transport in different way, but also it changes a lot on our identities, the social identities, because our sense about the distance from the north of Taiwan to the south of Taiwan in my childhood, it takes 2 days to 3 days. And right now it takes only 1.5 hours. So it changed a lot about our sense of about the distance because the speed, the very modern transport. So it changed our life a lot. Right now, probably if you go to Jakarta, you have to take the airplane. If you have the high-speed rail, probably it right now I heard is it takes 8 hours if you take the train. But if you have the high-speed railway, then it probably only takes only 2 hours, or could be much shorter than 2 hours. So it will be change our concept about the distance between to Jakarta and the Jakarta. So this is what we say about the mobile life. The mobile life is not only about the transport, not only about the tourism, not only about the travel, not only about the communication, but it's also about the people's sense of identities. The next slide, please. So, but we know in the next decade, it changed our life a lot because of the 911 in the USA, and because of the pandemic right now. Here, I also have the face mask, and then so I think many of you still wear the face mask. In Taiwan, still, if we take the mass transport, then we have to take the face mask. Otherwise, we cannot get on the bus. So a mobile life example here is after the 911. We also can see if you travel to the USA, then if you pass the checkpoint, it takes a lot of time. And not only your passport check, but also the biometric ID, the fingerprinting, and very serious security check. And then it's so it's sometimes you will see the security issues is very close to the mobilities. This is the other dimension we can talk about it. Okay, next slide, please. And here it is the same. The case about the mobile app. The next slide, please. So for the travels, if you travel a lot, sometimes for you is very ambivalent, because the security check, it takes a lot of time, especially when you take the air travel. But if you take the train travel, probably then they don't need to make a lot of procedures for the security check. So sometimes in Taiwan, people prefer to take the high-speed rail rather than the air travel, because the air travel, you have to get to the airport. Usually you have to get there 1.5 hour earlier, and then you arrive at the place probably the same time as you take the high-speed rail. So this the changes. And here we can say from the experiences we talk about in above, then we can say nowadays is a large increase in the speed of travel by humans, and large increase in the distance covered by both goods and humans. And most importantly is I want to say is travel today has become necessary. So and then it's very interesting. If you think about the people live in a village, or the people they live 100 years before, the people didn't travel not so much as the people today has done. So people today is not only we quite often travel, quite often to use the airplane, but sometimes you can say mobility today has become necessary. The mobility today become necessary is not only for you travel, you work from your home to the campus. You travel from your home to the travel place, or for you from your home to the workplace is necessary. But also more and more activities that we do today have to do with mobilities. Regardless, it is generally flight, taxi ride, tourist, email, and make the phone call, Skype. And right now we use the room to connect. So this is also a kind of mobility. So mobility today, you can say is everywhere. It's become so important. So it is really changed a lot. Can you think probably several years before, we cannot do a Skype talk, or a room talk like this one, right? So, but today is although it's a pandemic hit us, but we can to use this kind of room, and then I can give you a talk here through the room. So really, we can say the mobility has many faces, and mobility today become more necessary than before. The next slide, please. And here, I want to say, to mention one scholar that is quite important for all of us to give the answer why mobility today has become so important than before. These people is here. Sorry, here is I only mentioned the people is Bourdieu. Pierre Bourdieu. He he is a French scholar. And then the second people is John Urey. And these two people is in the recent years, they focus a lot in mobilities. The next slide, please. So John Urey, he is an English scholar, and he is passed away a few years ago, but he had a lot of academic works on the mobility studies. And in Lancaster, in England, they also has a mobility research center there. And John Urey is the founder of this research center. And he has a very wonderful book about the tourist. And this is on the above, you can check in the English one, is a tourist gates. The tourist gates is, he wants to introduce a very important concept to us, is for any tourism. Because sometimes if we study on tourism, then tourism for persons, for the subject experiences, it is very difficult to study. Why? Because if you ask anyone, why you do the tourism, it will say, oh, it make it fun. It may make me fun. So make fun itself is the reason for do the tourism activities. So it's not so easy to make the research, but urge transfer the fun concept to relationships between gazer and gazee. What does it mean, gazer and gazee? The gazer means the people, they look at something, they look at the people, they gazer. Gazee is the subject, they was looking by the other one, by the other peoples. So here on the right side, you see the pictures, and this on the above, you see the Mandarin. The Mandarin in English is, please come to Korea. So come to Korea for what reason? Because in Korea, they have a lot of medical health technology, and they help the people to make beauties much beautiful in the face. So they do a lot of medical operations. So you will see on this image, then you can imagine, oh, here is about Korea. So this is why we cannot can have such kind of image. So this is a kind of relationship between gazer and gazee. And this is what John Urey, he say about the tourist gaze. The next slide, please. So here is the same. If you look at the pictures, then probably you get a message. Oh, here is Thailand, and this is what the pictures want to give you such kind of message. And we as a gazer, and that these pictures as gazee. So this is the John Urey say this the people they watch on the picture. So they build a kind of social relationships. Next slide, please. So today we will see the tourism industry. They have had to do with economic development, has to do with consumption spaces, but it also has to do with emotional work. If you look at the airplane, and there's a lot of people they serve there, then they has a lot of with emotional work there, because you want to serve your guests, and then you have to give a very pleasure to every guest in the airplane. The next slide. So why the tourism becomes so important today is because we spend a lot of time for the work, and then the people, they need time to go away. So in the past, the work time and the leisure time, they don't have very clear boundary. But today, people are many people, they have a work, so they have to go to the workplace every day. And for you, you have to, if before the pandemic, you have to go to the campus every day. So this the normal time. And then probably then in the weekend, you will ask yourself, oh, we should go away. We should go somewhere to have leisure time. So this is because of the work time become more regulated. And then there's a time for go away. The next slide, please. So here is if we look at the travel behavior, then it's involve a notion of departure. Departure for what? Departure for from the ordinary time. Departure from the workplace. Departure from the campus studying behaviors. So so if we go away, if we go travel, then we spend a lot of time to have a departure from the everyday life, and this is what the travel itself means. The next slide, please. So why people have to travel, and the travel today is very different to the organized work, to the regulated work, to the work we make monies, right? So the tourist itself is some kind of very special concept today. Today is tourist, then it had to do with the modern citizen to do. Okay, the next one slide. So if we go travel, then we are very clear. The destination, it should be very different to our home. Then it should be very different to our campus, right? And then we are go to the travel to stay a place different to our the normal place. And then, but again, we go to the destination of the travel place is we expect that sometimes then 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, several months later, we will return home, right? This is for travel, for tourists. If we are not tourists, we cannot return home. Then it means we become migrant. For migrant, they probably settle down in their destination for the rest of life. So this is the difference between the permanent migrant and compared to a tourist. The next one, please. So here in Taiwan, right now we have a lot of people on the weekend. They go out and they go camping. So here you will see the camper van. So this for the middle class people on the weekend in the Saturday and Sunday, they use the time with all their family, and then they go to the travel in the mountain, because here in Taiwan we have a lot of high mountains, more than 3,000 meters. So they go out, use a camper van, and there's a statistic right now in Taiwan. In Taiwan is we have 24 million people, and among them we have around 2 million people. They are very interested on the campus outside. Next slide, please. Here, you will see these pictures. Probably many of them know where it is. This is the place. The people want to go there, want to do something there. Even they have a daydream. In some day they can go there. So these pictures, not only architectures. We go next one, then you can see what the people do activities there. The next slide, please. Here is in Bali Island. So probably some of you already visit this place. And this young Paul is one of my friends. His daughter get married. So they organize all the family members and take the plane with the whole families and to go to the Bali Island and to get married. So this is a kind of church, and they located very close to the sea. So it's make a very romantic marriage ceremony there. Probably I think some of you will also make the same ceremony there. Then don't forget to invite me. Next slide, please. So the tourist guest here is some kind of, we can say, is just to make the sense out of the ordinary, and then we make this the pictures, this kind of sense to objectified, to make as a subject, and then we look at on them. The next slide. So if you go to the Paris, very, very beautiful cities. In your life, you have to read Paris at least once in your lifetime. So if you go to Paris, then probably you will make a lot of pictures. And I think right now you always use a smartphone. In my lifetime, when I was the university student, I traveled one time to Germany, and my friend from Japan, and at the time they used a lot of film, the camera, the old times film, and then she took a lot of film, and in 1 month take more than 100 films. So this you can see it take a lot of money. But nowadays you can use smartphone to take the pictures, and so you can use 1 giga and to take more than 2,000, 7,000 pictures in your smartphone. So this kind of behavior is a collection of science, collection of the symbolical science in the travel distance. Next slide, please. Sorry, to go back one slide. So here is I use the produce concept is why people today they love tourism, they love to go travel, because today if you go travel, then if you travel a lot, then they give you a lot of experiences, and then they make your people's different to other people's. And this is the concept, very central concept by Pierre Bourdieu. He say this is a kind of distinctions. What does it mean, distinctions? The distinctions by Bourdieu means the taste difference. People today, if you go back to the Karl Marx, if you know Karl Marx, he say a lot of by economic capital. So we have to work hard to get the money. If we get the money, then we have economical capital, and that is important for your social status. But Bourdieu, he say one step further. He say, yes, Karl Marx is right. The economic capital is very important, but today there's also another capital are the same important, and this is cultural capital, and that is social capital. So for people, they travel a lot. It means those people, they can have some kind of a cultural capital. So if you have many, you own a lot of cultural capital, and they will make to the people, they travel less, very different. If you go to the job, go to have a job, probably if you travel a lot, then your visions will very different. And this is what would you say the distinctions. The next slide. So sorry, here the whole slide is in Mandarin, but I would say why tourism is so become important today. So it has related to social status, because the people that travel a lot, then his vision, her vision was very different to the people that travel less. So travel itself is not only had to with travel itself, but the travel itself has also to do with the higher social status, and it is necessary, and it is a must for healthy life. So people go travel, then can make their body more fit, more healthy. So this is why the tourism today, the travel today, is become a must than before. So it's a necessary thing. Next slide, please. So sometimes you will say, if you go to the campus every day and you work harder every day, and you just pass an exam, so then you will tell to your friend, I need a vacation, right? If you tell your friend, I need a vacation, so it means the travel itself is become make you relax, make you feel free, make you feel refreshed. So it's a modern discourse about the money. In the older times, you say, I gain a lot of money, I make a lot of money. But today you will say, I need a vacation, I go travel. So there's a different kind of modern discourse compared to the older times. The next slide. Okay, so there's a lot of seeing particular signs. Then here probably we can go a little bit quicker. Next slide, please. And this for museum. Why we go museum? Because we can see a lot of different pictures, things, objects than we see at home. So this museum visiting is so important today. The next slide. And also here, for example, in Germany, in Heidelberg, and this sometimes you can say you travel here and you can probably just take a walk in the Heidelberg cities, but it is sometimes the ordinary aspect is from the tourism, it becomes very, very different because you see it in a different way. The next slide, please. And here is the city of Kaohsiung in the south of Taiwan, and they last times they put a very a kind of the yellow duck layer just close to the harbor, and then a lot of tourists they go to the south Taiwan to the Kaohsiung city to see the yellow duck. So Kaohsiung, the city before is industry cities, but in recent years, it turned to be a tourist cities. So the city mayor and they put a lot of money, and they want to change these cities to become more attractive for tourists. So here we will see also in Indonesia, we see a lot of cities, they also change their faces very quickly from the older times. And nowadays they have a lot of tourist attractivities for tourists to read. The next slide, please. Okay, but sometimes we have to say if you as a mass tourist, then you read a lot the places only for tourism. For example, you go to Bali, probably you go to the tourist attractions, and many of the tourists they only go there. They didn't go to the ordinary life of the cities, and then it's not so authentic. So this is the negative one of tourism. The tourism, they only read some places. The ordinary people, they seldom go to there, right? So here in Taiwan, tourists come to Taiwan, they used to read the Chiang-Kai's Palace, but or some in the summer mountains sea. But the ordinary people here in Taiwan, they seldom go to the Chiang-Kai's Palace. So it's the difference between if you want to go to become the local one, and if you go to become the tourist, it's sometimes a very different role. The next one, please. And here is Visa Itaranto and me. We before we have published a very short paper on the topic of COVID-19. We can talk this a little bit later. The next one. The next one, please. And here, we see if you become a mass tourist, then you just see the service of the cities, right? Because you read the most tourists go to there. And so this places is only open for tourists. But right now, many people, they don't follow the route of mass tourists. They just to become the baking bakers. So this is a kind of to go travel by single person, by individuals. We call this couch surfers. And look, if you you can to put this on Google, the couch surfer, and this is very attractive concept because they have three slogans. The major slogan: one is stay with locals. The second is meet new people. The third is explore the world. So if you to act as culture surfers, and here in Taiwan we do have a bookstore. They open as culture surfers, and they also invited the international tourists. So you can also to read this located in Taipei cities, and they also very welcome the you from Indonesia to come here. And then they used to stay with locals. It means you can stay at their bookstore, and then if they had time, they will take you to the city centers and to the, for example, in Taiwan, one of very interesting place is to for me is a traditional market. In traditional market, you can see a lot of things that you can buy there, and very vital, very fresh, and very cheap. And so if you come to Taiwan, you have to read the traditional market in the daytime, and sometimes also in the afternoon. And there's so many the traditional market that are open for the locals. So go there, you will act very similar to like the locals. And here the second is about meet new people. So this concept is also let you to know not only the tourists, you can meet a lot of local peoples and explore the world. So you can through this kind of channel as couch surfing, and to read a lot of people in different world, different society, different cities. And this is a very unique way you can travel by your own way. Okay, I think that is the first part of my presentations. Masakin, should we to collect some of the questions first?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Sure, Prof. Deng. I think we already spent about an hour.
Yes.
Yeah, and we might spend next couple minutes, maybe about an hour for Q&A.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Prof. Deng, for your presentation and sharing with us. And please allow me a couple minutes to say in bahasa, yeah, say not the really translation, but to give a student brief summary of your presentation. Okay, Prof. Deng, ya saya baik teman-teman semuanya. Saya kira tadi Prof. Deng sudah menyampaikan ke kita. Prof. Deng, you already presented to us about not only the theories, yeah, the approach. You mentioned some big name in social science, social thinkers, but also you provide us with a case and some other insight ya on viewing the global mobility. Jadi teman-teman semuanya, saya akan mencoba merangkum secara singkat yang sudah disampaikan oleh Prof. Deng. Prof. Deng tadi memulai presentasinya dengan menunjukkan kepada kita tentang perubahan yang sangat mendasar ya dalam perpindahan manusia ya, penduduk di era global ini. Kalau dulu itu saya kira secara sederhana tadi Prof. Deng menyebut orang berpindah itu secara volunteer dan secara force ya, force migration atau disebutnya orang berpindah karena situasi yang memaksa mereka berpindah. Ada situasi konflik, ada situasi bencana, dan lain sebagainya, ada situasi politik. Nah, saat ini, tadi saya kira jelas sekali dari presentasi Prof. Deng, ada tendensi yang sangat kuat sekali bahwa percepatan perpindahan penduduk atau manusia itu berlipat. Ya, dibandingkan generasi sebelumnya, kita saat ini mengalami percepatan yang luar biasa dan akan semakin mengalami percepatan itu ya dalam hal mobilitas. Nah, itu tadi Pak Prof. Deng saya kira sangat jelas sekali ya menyampaikan kepada kita banyak hal bahwa tentu ada faktor perubahan pada kelembagaan sistem mobilitas itu sendiri. Ya, kita bicara soal transportasi, soal tadi ada istilah traveling dan transportation gitu. Tetapi juga dia punya implikasi untuk mentransformasi everyday life ya. Nah, disitulah tadi Prof. Deng saya kira menyampaikan kepada kita bahwa transformasi dari perubahan pada sistem mobilitas ini itu sekaligus juga berpengaruh terhadap identitas, the identity ya kita semua. Jadi identitas bagaimana seseorang melihat orang lain itu sekarang menjadi sangat dipengaruhi oleh percepatan perpindahan itu. Tadi Prof. Deng menyebut ketika jarak semakin dekat, maka tidak hanya merubah persepsi, saya kira tentang bagaimana melihat Jogja dan Jakarta misalnya, atau bahkan saat ini melihat Indonesia dan Taiwan, because we can travel easily to other countries ya, Prof. Deng. Jadi semakin cepat jarak semakin bisa dilipat gitu. Nah, kemudian Prof. Deng menyampaikan saya kira ada beberapa konsep untuk memahami perubahan, terutama fokus saya kira presentasi Prof. Deng tadi pada pengaruh tourism ya, pariwisata. Jadi orang travel, orang bepergian itu didorong oleh tourism. Nah, bukan hanya untuk having fun, ya. Tourism itu saya kira tadi pengaruhnya yang disampaikan Prof. Deng memang pada awalnya, sebagaimana tadi buku yang dikutip Prof. Deng dari URI, ya, menyebut bahwa orang traveling itu untuk having fun. Tetapi juga di situ ternyata dalam perkembangan dan studi lebih lanjut tentang pengaruh tourism itu ternyata dia ada dimensi emosionalnya di situ. Ada dimensi orang sudah mulai membuat, tadi ada istilah yang disampaikan oleh, dikutip Prof. Deng dari Bourdieu, ya, tentang mobilitas tourism itu bisa mengembangkan, membangkitkan tidak hanya ekonomi kapital gitu, tetapi juga social and cultural kapital. Jadi era sekarang ini orang tidak semata hanya bicara tentang ekonomi gitu. Tadi ada konsep distinction yang disampaikan. Nah, traveling, tourism, bepergian ke satu tempat, mengunjungi tempat yang berbeda, melihat banyak hal dalam masyarakat yang lain, itu juga memberikan dimensi lain, yaitu sosial dan kultural kapital. Jadi modal sosial dan modal budaya. Dan itu saya kira sangat penting sekali, ya, bagaimana nanti itu akan merubah cara pandang kita terhadap orang lain, terhadap kebudayaan, terhadap praktek-praktek dalam everyday life. Nah, sekaligus juga tadi saya kira di bagian akhir Prof. Deng disebutkan bahwa mobilitas, terutama kaitan dengan tourism itu juga ada kaitannya dengan social status, ya, status sosial. Ya, teman-teman semuanya, saya kira di beberapa belahan di Indonesia, Prof. Deng, we have some local communities where they give more appreciation. Ya, they even give a great honor to people who have travel longer and farther. Ya, orang yang sudah travel lama, itu misalnya di Gunung Kidul itu biasanya someone who have already been far away from their hometown, they might be easily elected as a local head village, for instance, ya. Akan mudah sekali kalau mencalonkan jadi lurah atau jadi pejabat itu, maksudnya di tingkat lokal, ya. Itu kalau dia sudah punya record travel jauh, ya. So the last point from Prof. Deng saying that tadi, ya, bahwa tourism itu bisa sekaligus juga punya implikasi pada social status. So right, I will use my privilege as a moderator, Prof. Deng. I will raise some question, or not exactly the question actually, but I would like to hear your further comment on the impact of tourism or global mobility in terms of, sense of feeling at home. Yeah, how the people that you said that they can easily travel to from one place to the other place, how about the sense of feeling at home? How easy? And what is the determinant factors that might give them or prevent them from feeling at home? Yeah, okay. Because I ever became a visiting lecturer. Jadi suatu ketika saya pernah jadi dosen tamu at Thammasat University in Thailand. Ya, for one semester I've been a lecturer there, and it is very common when I travel on Friday from Jakarta, and very common to find very young people who spend their weekend in Thailand. Ya, Sabtu Minggu, Friday evening, they bought a ticket and travel to Thailand, and then Sunday evening they go back to Indonesia, and on Monday they already came to their work, yeah, to the office. So how the feeling at home, yeah, because very short time, yeah, only 2-3 days, and then go back to the hometown. So what is how the sense of feeling at home can be among the travelers or the young generation. And the second, Prof. Deng, I would like to hear your view on this. Since the speed, increasing, because of the technology, because of the transportation, how the speed in the mobility, can be followed by the capacity and capability to adapt with the new people, because sometimes, yes, the plane, the airplane, the speed train can bring us very easy to new place with meeting new people, but how about the the capacity of people from particular ethnic culture background to adapt with the people in a new place? Otherwise it might cause to some not only not necessarily become a conflict, but like a cultural prejudice among communities. So before we hear some question from students, maybe you wanna say some things or give your further explanation on these two issues, Prof. Deng?
Thank you. And it's a very good two questions that Mas Hakim raised. And the first question is about the feeling of homes. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, very clear. Yep.
Okay. The feeling of home, I would say, yes, for me is also a very important question, because my research is on Taiwanese businessmen in overseas countries, and especially for the Taiwanese skilled workers in foreign countries like you, to travel to Thailand for teaching there for 1 semester. So for them, very significant is the mobility today. If we talk about the persons, the individuals, then we move from mobility to migrant, and those migrants today, they are very different to the older times. The migrant older times, they travel to the distance, and then they try to settle down there. So they try to get a citizenship there. For example, the people that travel to the US, they probably no longer back to Indonesia or back to Taiwan. Then they try to get a citizenship and also their next generation. But today, we will see a lot of people, they travel for work in overseas. The purpose for their travel is not to settle down. The purpose of their travel is only for travel itself. It's only for work itself. So for those people, they travel a lot, and then we got at least two patterns of identities. One is cosmopolitan. We call this cosmopolitan is people that travel a lot, but they don't have any kind of belongings. Some people, the airport is become their home because they travel so much. So the airport, when they wake up, oh, where I am, they don't know where he is or where she is. But the airport is become the most places they travel and the place they stay. So this we call this kind of person as cosmopolitan. So the cosmopolitan, they detach to the local place, and their identities is to combine with very different identities. But still, there are some people, they not necessarily become cosmopolitan. Then we call this as diaspora. Diaspora means the people, they belong the same, not to the single places, but they are something lost, like the Jews in Europe. They lost their homes, so they become diaspora. They as a seed to spread in the world, but they don't have a specific belongingness. So they feel something lost, and there is a diaspora. So when I asked my my research subject in mainland China, do you because many people they stay there for 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, and then I asked them, do you think one day you will back to Taiwan? They say, I don't know. Probably yes, probably not. So for those people, some of them they become cosmopolitans. They can travel everywhere, but some of them they become lost, feel lost. They say, no, I'm not Chinese here. But sometimes when I back to Taiwan, the people treat me more as Chinese than Taiwanese. So this for them is very when you ask them the sense of belonging, this is a very critical question. They sometimes they feel lost. So this cosmopolitan and diaspora is two kind of the patterns of the migrant in the world. And to the second question is, you talk about the relationship between the tourism and the local peoples, right? So yes, this is a sometimes very very controversial relationship between among them. Before we heard the tourism industry is a clean industry, and they can make a lot of money without pollution. So many countries, I think probably including Bali Island, they invest a lot of money into tourism industry, and they want to attract a lot of people. They come to here to travel, and like Thailand, like a lot of places, and even in island near Spain, there's I forgot the name of the island, but this island is one of a very most favorite tourism place for German. So in the summer times, a lot of German people travel to the small island near Spain, and they find that the place is so fantastic. So they not only travel to there, some of the business people, some of the middle class people, some of the rich people, they even buy land in this island. So after several years, most of the land in this island is already gone. It already buy from the German tourists, and then the German people they sit in the land, not entry, because they buy this land and they say no entry. So the local people they cannot enter this the place, but many of the local people they expect the tourist industry will bring a lot of money, but then they find this is not true. Then after several decades, they found most of the land is already gone, already buy from the foreigner tourists. So and then they happen a lot of the protest, demonstration, they against the tourism not come anymore. So recently, if you travel to Amsterdam, every tourist for every night you have to spend, I think it's 4 to 5 euro. And in German cities also the same. You have to pay 2 euro, 3 euro. And some of the city in Europe, like Amsterdam, they say no tourists anymore. So they have a barrier to the tourism. They don't want tourism continue to come in. So this is, I think the local people, they also want to look the local life, not so much influenced by the tourism. So this is a kind of very interesting the relationship between the tourist and local people. Yes, we want to expand the tourism industry, but on the other way, we have to concern the local people. The least tourism, the mass tourism, bring money, bring a lot of new things to the local people, or do they sometimes they probably don't bring money for the local people, but in the opposite. And then it's the thing, if we are the policy makers, then we have to consider what the local people think about these issues. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Prof. Deng, for your very clear explanation about this concept of cosmopolitanism, diaspora, and also the relationship within the local and the travelers. Prof. Deng, there is another question very related with your last point or comment from Mbak Mini. But before that, teman-teman semuanya, setelah ini teman-teman bisa menyampaikan pertanyaan, bisa menyampaikan langsung. You might raise your hand. Bisa ada di sini ada icon yang teman-teman saya kira bisa mengacungkan tangan gitu. Atau teman-teman bisa menuliskan pertanyaan di kolom chat di sini ya. You can write your question here. The question from Mbak Mini, Prof. Deng, is related to the point in your presentation and also your last explanation on the local. Mbak Mini asked a question about how can we see the differentiate between the socio-cultural interest in traveling to or meeting local people, with the motive behind this on, especially I think what Mbak Mini means by globalization is the economic, interest of the travel agent or any agency. Yeah, they mobilize people to meet with the local people. Yes, there is a benefit knowing other people, and that might give an advantage on socio and cultural capital. But how about the other side of this, where might be other group of people, let's say the agency or the private sector might wanted to get benefit or especially economic benefit from this practice. Yeah, maybe this is what Mbak Mini mean by her question. Yeah, what do you see, Prof. Deng, especially in the case of coach surf? Yeah, the case that you mentioned before.
Okay. Before we see in the travel industries, for example, here in Taiwan, we have before the trade war between the U.S. and China, and because nowadays and especially the pandemic, right now we don't have any tourism from mainland China, but before we have a lot. We have a lot of tourists come from mainland China to Taiwan, and then make a lot of money. And for people, they drive buses. And when after the new government came on power, especially after the 2016, the new president, because she belonged to the DPP, but the Communist Party in mainland China, they don't like her. And then they stopped the tourism to Taiwan. And then the tourism number, it dropped a lot. And then many people in Taiwan, they relate to the tourism industry. They go on the road, go on the street to demonstration to the new government. They say, I cannot survive because the tourism they don't come again. And this is what we see the tourism. It works. It becomes, for some people, they make a lot of money. But I want to say it's very interesting is when the Chinese, they come to Taiwan as tourism, they occupy a lot of tourism branch in Taiwan. They even have their own agent. They have their own hotels. They have their own guiders. So they come to Taiwan, although there are a lot of tourism from mainland China, but the local people, they didn't earn money from the mainland tourists. And this is what happens nowadays we see, even in Japan, and probably in Bali or somewhere, the Chinese people, they buy the hotels, become the Chinese one. So the Chinese tourists only go to the Chinese hotels. They don't visit the local restaurant. The local people cannot earn money from that. And this is, I think, the mass tourism industry today is sometimes it become a very huge problem for the local society because they cannot to get benefit from it. So a related good one is not occupy the tourism industry monopolized by only a few people, but spread to many people. They can, for example, in Taiwan, we can have my home can be a Airbnb, and then I can host the tourism to come to Taiwan. So the couching server is the same concept. They can use their home to become the couching server and to host the international tourism to their place. I think this time will make the tourism not monopolized in a very small specific group, but it's become that everyone can enjoy it. And when I say the cultural capital and social capital is for individuals. Individuals today, for us, is not to work hard to earn money, but very importantly is to travel a lot, and then we can have the cultural capitals because we travel a lot, and then will open your vision. And this for the modern system is very, very important. Thank you.
Right, thank you, Prof. Deng. And semoga menjawab Mbak Mini apa yang dimaksud oleh Mbak Mini ya. And teman-teman semuanya, teman-teman setelah ini bisa mengajukan pertanyaan. Feel free untuk bertanya dengan bahasa Indonesia, dalam bahasa Indonesia. I think Prof. Deng will get some words from your question if you raise a question by in bahasa. But otherwise, I will happily translate it into English. Try to see your words into English by my own words. Jadi teman-teman bisa bertanya, silakan bertanya dalam bahasa Indonesia, atau kalau pakai bahasa Inggris juga lebih baik. Tapi kalau tidak, feel free to say in bahasa. Hope Prof. Deng will understand, or otherwise I will provide bit assistances on bahasa with for Prof. Deng. Teman-teman semuanya, silakan. Ada yang ingin bertanya? Ada Bintang ya? Bintang, do you wanna raise question, Bintang?
Yes.
Yes, please, Bintang.
Okay, thank you for opportunity, Mr. Hakim. I have experience working at startup that engage in travel service provider. I'm very agree that in the current context, deployment is not only based on dynamic of conflict and economic capital, but also based of a sense of curiosity about culture change. So I think that as long as I'm see the existing phenomena, politic identity as ethnicity, culture, and etc. becomes blurred from to other. So my question is how to advocate or create it for social policy. Jadi pertanyaan saya gini sih, Mas Hakim, dalam bahasa Indonesia aja ya, karena bahasa Inggris nanti agak blur kan. Bagaimana membuat sebuah kebijakan atau mengadvokasi sebuah kebijakan sosial polisi agar tidak terjadi kecemburuan sosial. Karena dalam beberapa konteks saya melihat bahwa kebijakan sosial juga membuat kecemburuan sosial. Bahkan mobilitas juga terkadang di banyak hal juga mengakibatkan kecemburuan sosial antara satu dan yang lainnya. Sehingga pertanyaan saya bagaimana membuat atau formulasi sebuah kebijakan agar kebijakan ini meminimalisir risiko kecemburuan sosial yang ada. Begitu sih Mas Hakim. Thank you.
Right. Yes. Prof. Deng, there is a question from Bintang, a student at our program. He raised a question on how to formulate a policy to prevent from social jealousy, kecemburuan sosial, also sense of social discrepancy. To prevent social jealousy as discrepancy among local people. How to formulate a policy or doing some of policy formulation to prevent from the potential of social segregation and jealousy among especially the local people. Yeah.
Okay. And I think the question from Bintan, I think that is a good question, especially when we talk about tourism industry, how we to erase the social inequality, but not to make the social inequalities more serious. And this is how if we as a social policy maker, and that's a very good question that we should do. And for me, I think if we want to do a better social policies in tourism industry is that we should empower. First is empower local people, and then to let them participate in the tourism industries, and then let more and more people to include them to participate, and this very important. When I said it, because in Taiwan we have 17 indigenous ethnicities, and most of them they live in the mountain areas. And in the mountain area, there are a lot of tourism attractions places. So a lot of the local people they travel to the mountains to enjoy their holidays there. And you probably you will imagine the indigenous people they can earn money from the local people when they travel to the mountains. But in fact, only very few indigenous people they can earn money from the tourist. Why? Because most of the business store in the mountain areas they are occupied by the Han Chinese, because the Han Chinese they are very smart, so they know where the tourism go, so they open the store there, and they don't the way to receive the tourism there and stay in their home, stay in their hotel. So the local peoples, especially for the indigenous people, they cannot benefit from this kind of expanded tourism industry. So if we want to correct these bias, and then we should to as a social policy maker, then we have to do the way to recruit the work pollutions. For example, we have to protect 30% of the work pollution should preserve for the local indigenous people, and to have then they can recruit in the tourism industry, or we can to protect and some of the business store they should preserve for the local people to open, and then the foreign business they cannot occupy all the tourism industry. And then this is the way we make the local people they can enjoy, they can encourage to join together in the industry, tourism industry, and then make it also as a win-win solution for the local people and for the tourism together. Thank you.
Oke, thank you, Prof. Deng. Bintang, apakah ada pertanyaan lanjutan atau yang ingin ditanyakan lebih lanjut, Bintang? Apakah Prof. Deng sudah menjawab pertanyaanmu tadi?
Enough, Mas. Terima kasih, Prof. Deng. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oke. Right. Ada lagi?
Hello,
Yap. Who's that? Oke.
Kersa, it's me.
Ya, oke, silakan.
I want to ask, I just want to make sure, it is true that the final on this context is mobility is global citizen, and I want to ask opinion, Mr. Jiang, Professor Jiang, opinion about global citizen. Does it? Yes, thank you.
Yes, okay. Yep.
Okay, thank you for these questions. It's about a global citizen, right?
Yeah, maybe people who stay at airport, maybe, yeah, Prof. Deng. Moving from one airport to the other airport. Or yes, please, your response.
It's for the young people, especially, or for some of the middle classes. Their job is travel to different kind of countries as a consultant, for example, or some of the international manager. If you work for the international corporations, they're based in Jakarta, and probably they have to travel many times to Singapore, to Malaysia, to Taiwan, and to many places. And for those people, it's a kind of as Jadi says, global citizen, or we call it as cosmopolitan. It's more true today than before. But I have to make a comment is the pandemic. The pandemic changed this kind of people a lot. Now that is you cannot see these people. They can only stay at home, and like me or like Mas Hakim to do the presentations online. So this change this kind of cosmopolitan people a lot. I don't know what happens after the pandemic, but I'm sure it will probably take several years when it came back to the time before the pandemic come. There's so many people, they travel a lot to use the airplane and to travel to the different cities. Probably also the international companies, international corporation, they also change the policies to encourage their people to travel to so many places. Probably they will to after pandemic, then I think probably the people will travel a little bit less than before, and the work process, although we can still as a global citizen as a cosmopolitan, but probably we will stay more time on stay before the computer screen to do the online presentation with people around the world. And this is the other kind of global citizen. Nowadays, the global citizens, we sit before the screen, and we have so many participants from all over the world. I think it's more true after the pandemic.
So the pandemic will change the form of global citizenship, right?
Yes, you can expect that more and more people they become quite often sit before the notebook and then to share the screen with others. And this is the other kind of cosmopolitan. It's unlike cosmopolitan.
All right, okay. Kersa, apakah ada pertanyaan lanjutan atau komen lebih lanjut, feedback dirimu?
Can I speak with bahasa?
Yes, sure.
Oke, saya melihatnya bahwa mungkin memang pandemi ini merubah semuanya. Cuma data yang dari Prof. Jiang ini memberikan kita bahwa pandemi hanya memberikan kita untuk mengadaptasikan global citizen menurut saya. Jadi at the end-nya, poin di akhirnya adalah tetap akan mengarah kepada global citizen. Nah, sebenarnya pertanyaan lebih lanjut, even misalnya kita ada dengan pandemi ini, ya pertanyaan selanjutnya apakah berpengaruh dengan setiap negara? Menurut saya contohnya seperti ini, Pak. Regional citizen seperti Uni Eropa dengan melihat bahwa UK exit dari Europe itu menandakan sepertinya global citizen ini apa ya, kayak tetap menjadi problem juga. Nah, saya mau lebih dalam pendapat terkait itu sih, Pak. Misalnya global citizen bukan dari pandemi. Kalau pandemi mungkin kita we can adapt about that sih sebetulnya.
Oke. Prof. Deng, I'll try to translate or say in other words of Kersa's point. He needs your further comment on how cosmopolitan can we go? How far can we go with the cosmopolitanism? Since at the end we saw that people in the globe, they still belong to their particular nationality. Yeah, yes. We can see in the Europe and some of the countries. Yeah, so the idea of cosmopolitanism that say that the people might not belong really strongly, tightly to particular identity. In fact, we can still see the evidence that people still very strongly, attached to particular national identity or any other identity. What do you see on this?
Okay, this is a very, very good question. I thank you so much for these questions. Yes, I also work long time on these issues because of my research on Taiwanese people in overseas, especially those who in China. And here in Taiwan, we also quite often to ask when the people they migrate to China, do they become Chinese or still they are Taiwanese? And if they, because they are a quite huge number of people, they move to China for work. If they move to China for work and then they become Chinese, then this is a national security issues for Taiwanese government because they fear so many people go there and they become Chinese. But in fact, I would say the opposite is the case. So many of the people they move to overseas, they didn't become they didn't change their nationalities. And this is the case here. We have many migrant workers from Indonesia. Still, they say to me, I say, if you stay here for 12 years, for 14 years, right now the government, they want to change their policy and probably you can stay here and become Taiwanese. They say, no, I will go home. I will go to Indonesia. And then it's my plan. I don't want to stay here. So it's very clear. I think for the people, they come as migrant. The purpose is not to stay permanently in the host countries. So I use the term cosmopolitan is for the people they travel a lot, and then probably some kind of the sense is becomes detached from the single nationalities. But I don't want to mean those people don't have national belongings. They still probably have, but not so strong. In the past times, we only detach very strong to the nationalities. But today, when the globalization comes, the people have the right, have the capital to travel many places. So they will decrease the emphasis on national identities. But I would say, even though the nation state still a very important actor in the world to play the games. So like Donald Trump say, we will make the American great. So you will see that behind this concept is the national state. The national state, even in the spread of global relations, the nation state still play a role. So this is two kind of forces, the globalization on one way, the nation state on the other way. We see these two forces play an important role in the modern world, older world. So I didn't see any kind of the forces, the globalization of nation state will disappear. No, it will continue to play the role. So just in some way, the globalization is much more important. In some way, this is different.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, Prof. Deng, might be not only the globalization and the national state, yeah, the differentiation between the two forces you mentioned before, but also there is a difference, might be, between the national policy, the government, the Trump government, let's say, and the people of America. So, you know, the sense of the national identity, right? I mean, the UK government and the people of the UK might view differently, right, on the how they view the nationality.
Pardon? Your questions again.
Yeah, I mean, since you mentioned about two forces, yeah, the globalization one side, and the other side is the national government, yeah, the state itself. But I think we might also look at the other side of this. I mean, not only the national government, but also the people within that particular state. So sense of belonging to the nationality might be declining, you said, because of the speed of mobility, but a sense of the sovereignty of the state might still there, yeah, within the government. So sense of, you know, keeping the sovereignty of the state still very strong among the government, let's say Trump government or UK government, but among the people might be what you mean by the declining sense of belonging to that particular nationality might be take place among the people. Was that right, Prof. Deng?
The correlation, yes, people they travel a lot and they could be a kind of a cosmopolitan, but on the other way is they know the nation state, the belonging of nation state is very important for them, because and the people for example, the migrant travel to Taiwan, and sometimes they feel they are somewhat lost in Taiwan because they are not treated so well in the host societies, and then at that time emotionally they will feel very strong, close to the Indonesia. So they use a lot of social media here in Taiwan to spread their life, their love of Indonesia. Here at Tamkang University, we also see the Indonesia people. When the National Day come, they dress the red and white clothes to show their love to Indonesia. So even they come here, they still feel very strong to the Indonesia. So I mean, it's on one way we see the people they are more detached, physically detached to the place, but probably emotionally, the belongingness, they didn't change so much. We still need one place to close ourselves, and then this is the modern world. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I agree with Prof. Deng. I already witnessed, yeah, how Indonesian in Taiwan feeling home, yeah, and making practices of becoming still Indonesia, ya, in Taiwan Main Station. Jadi teman-teman itu setiap hari Minggu Taiwan Main Station itu ada perkumpulan orang-orang Indonesia, para pekerja migran yang ada yang menyulam, ada yang main tradisional game of Indonesia ya. Juga Indonesian food, Prof Deng ya. Very close to the main station, Taiwan main station, there is a street that full with the Indonesian food.
The masjid in Taipei, right?
Yes, in Taipei, right? Yeah. Okay, Prof Deng, time goes very quickly. Time flies already about 2 hours. Our class for today, and it is very interesting. Yeah, many important point already shared with us, Prof Deng, and I think there are still some students want to raise question, but all right, Prof Deng, would you mind if we still allow 1 or 2 questions to be raised by student? Is it okay?
Yes, sure. Okay.
Okay, right. Yeah. Okay, we have here from Mbak Lika. Mbak Lika, do you want to raise the question directly to Prof Deng, or there is here on the chat room a question from Mbak Lika. Do you think immobility during the pandemic will set a new pattern for the future? What is the effect on global citizenship? Right. So, how Prof Deng is also director of future studies. So you very expert on how we see the future as a professor in future studies. There is a question from Mbak Lika. What do you think about the impact of the pandemic on the future pattern of, I think, immobility?
I very thanks so much. It's a very so nice questions, and Baita, right? And she raised immobilities. Yes.
Mbak Lika, yeah.
Baita. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the relationship between the mobility and immobilities. So we will see the pandemic, this play and the other forces, this a kind of immobilities. So we will see the mobility and immobility that together nowadays they play a very dynamic relationships for today's the global relations. So after the pandemic, we will see, even during the pandemic, we will see this kind of relationships is play a very dynamic way. Before we will only see the one-sided, the mobility, and they will go trade, and they will increase the mobilities on the way and go further and more quicker and more faster. But right now we will see, no, the pandemic that we think about this, in some ways stop the mobilities so quick. So the mobility and immobility, they right now we see as a pair of relationships, a pair of social relationships. And this is a very good as a social scientist, as many of you study in population studies, and we can to take this mobility and immobility as a pair of relation to see what happens in time of pandemic, what kind of things right now become more immobile, and what kind of things become mobile. For example, we will see the online discussions. Now it's more mobile all over the world, but in some way the physical mobilities, right now it become immobile. So this is a very dynamic relation between the two as the real situation right now. Thank you.
Right. Yep. Thank you, Prof Deng, for your comment on Mbak Lika. It seems the audience has very great interest on this topic, Prof Deng. So we still have 2 questions on the chat room.
Okay.
Yes, if you still have time and you don't mind to give your response.
Go for it.
Response to this. Yes, we have from Arif Cahyo and Rahayu Ningtyas here. From Arif Cahyo, he's asking about the how to maintain people in certain society from certain place to keep their consistency of their goal while they are traveling. Because nowadays, to have another nationality is something that not every country could grant it. That my idea. Maybe Mas Arif Cahyo asking about the main objective of traveling, and to keep that main objective instead of shifting nationality, maybe. Yeah, Mas Arif Cahyo, maybe I'm wrong in interpreting your question, but I think that the question from Mas Arif Cahyo, how to see, how to make a people still with their main goal in traveling to other countries, not for the sake of new nationality.
Yes, we do see that the people, the purpose for them to when they go travel or they go away, not necessary to go abroad, to go overseas, but also you travel a lot inside Indonesia, right? And for those people, they go travel. I think the major purpose has not to do with the nationality. I mean, the nationality issues only for those as temporary migrant, like guest workers, or like Taiwanese, they go China for work, and for 1 year, for 2 years. Then those people they develop some kind of the feeling of home. But for the people, they only do travel. The major purpose for them is just to relax, to go away from the daily work. So they search a kind of time and place, the different to the workplace, different to the study campus. So they just go away from the normal times. So before in social sciences, we call this leisure crisis. So leisure crisis, it means the people, they have time and money to have holidays. So I would say this leisure crisis is more important today than before, because if we agree with Badiou's concept, because of those people they create more cultural capital for them. So people today the purpose is not to earn more money, to work very hard. But for the young generation, they probably they want to enjoy their lives. So if they earn the money, they want to put them to have more travel. And for those people, the most important purpose for them is to have more cultural capital. So to experiences in some places in the world, in inland or in overseas country, and those kind of travel experiences, they make them feel they are so great, and they are so rich in their mind, and I think this kind of experiences. Economies, which sometimes they say it is a new kind of economy, is experiences economies. They will take more proportions in the futures than before.
Okay. Yep. Thank you, Prof. Deng, and that's Mas Arif Cahyo, the answer from Prof. Deng.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah, we have the last question from Mbak Tias, Prof. Deng. Mbak Tia said that, it is said that China have been world's top spender in international tourism. Some sources said 21% of world's national tourism spending is from China. In your opinion, Prof. Deng, what it is all about? The very large number of spending China in international tourism. Is it only because the rise of economy in China, or there are other aspects that make them travel a lot? So what is your opinion on this, Prof. Deng?
We can see these issues from the two sides. It's one side is from a China perspective. For China, they because the rise of economy, especially for the middle classes, so China has 14 billions people. So they are not everyone rich, but of course, so large population, they have a lot of middle classes, and when they travel to overseas countries, and then many countries, the Germany, the USA, the Indonesia, even Taiwan, we want to more tourism from other part of the world. And if China, they can come to here and to spend money, so everyone is of course is welcome. So in the past times, yes, the question is we see the high rise of the Chinese tourism in the world everywhere. Even I go to the Germany 10 years before, many of the tourism, like Asia tourism, they are Japanese, and then they are Korean, and right now most of them become Chinese one. So you see this the rise of the Chinese economy is true, but on the other hand, if see during the time, the Chinese is not so democratic regime, and then if they come with conflict with other nations, like right now in Australia has trouble with China. So the Chinese say, no, we don't want to send our tourism to Australia anymore. And they will stop their tourism to there. So this, the China, they on the other way, they change the tourism, become a weapon, and to use as a weapon to against the other country when they not loyal to the Chinese authorities. And Taiwan is the same case. So I think this very negative side of the world tourism. So we don't want single countries, not China. If another country they want use the tourism as a weapon, this is not so welcome. So we want also the other countries like Indonesia, probably in the coming 10 years, Indonesia has so many populations. If you have more and more middle classes, and probably next time when I travel to Germany, I will hear probably not Chinese, but Bahasa Indonesia, right? So it's we welcome every country. They have more people. They can travel to the world, and not a single countries. And we should let the tourism, the water tourism, become more a way for individuals to have more their leisure time and cultural capital buildings in the world. Yes. Thank you.
Wow. Yeah, this is very interesting point, Prof. Deng. I never think about tourism as a weapon. Yeah, but you said about this. Yeah. So it is not voluntarily tourism then. From the mainland China, people traveling everywhere. So you think it is not the voluntarily mobility? It is kind of guided or directed by the government, or anything else?
Yes, this is guided by the government. The China, in the last 2 years, they already officially started their Chinese tourism to come to Taiwan. So that kind of policy, they hit the Taiwanese tourism industry a lot. And many people, because they use it as a weapon, and then the local people, they protest to the current government. And they want to the local people when they are unsatisfied with the government, and then they will change the government. And this become the same case in Hong Kong. And this is what they like. And this, I think, is a very negative one. If we do the same as the China want, and I think the world will become the very Chinese way of travel, and it's a very terrible impact. Yes.
All right, Prof. Deng, thank you very much. And Mas Arif Cahyo, unfortunately, I apologize for because of the limitation of time, we cannot further discuss your second question, but your first question already answered by Prof. Deng. Again, Prof. Deng, thank you very much for sharing your ideas, yeah, your thinkings, and also many interesting point from your presentation. Me, myself, and I believe also the audience learn a lot from your presentation, your sharing ideas, and hope this is not the last sharing class, but we with you. I mean, we hope to see you again, Prof. Deng, in another occasion, maybe in a seminar or conference or even class like this. And we really appreciate your time, your kindness to come to Yogyakarta virtually and sharing in this class. And thank you very much for this, and also for the audience. Thank you very much for joining us for about more than 2 hours, I think. Again, we give an applause to Professor Deng for your great presentation. Yeah, yeah. So this is the end of our class for all of us. We have very interesting class with Professor Deng, and this is might be the end of our class also, Prof. Deng, for this subject, this course. But we will come soon to the new semester, maybe after a month. We will have a new semester and we'll start the other class and subject, hopefully with the mixture of online and offline. Hopefully we can meet face-to-face in the class in the next semester, yeah, if the situation getting better. So again, thank you for everyone joining us for today's class. And again, thank you, Prof. Deng, and stay healthy, stay happy, and of course, if we have chance, go traveling a lot, yeah, Prof. Deng, to learn from many other people. Okay, right?
Say several sentences to the audience.
Yes, sure.
Yes, I'm very welcome to all of you to join this class. And one message I want to give you is right now I'm the director of preparatory office of the new department in at Tamkang. Our new department is name is Education and Visual Design, and for the next year we are start to recruit a new student, and for the first year we cannot have the international student, but for the second year, I mean the 2022, we can going to have a new international student, and during the time. We also want to build the exchange program with Jakarta, with Gadjah Mada, work with close with Mas Hakim, and then probably I think it's very, very possible in the coming months or year. If you are interested to come to Tamkang, just tell Mas Hakim, and then we will work out the program to receive more international students to come to Taiwan as exchange student, or to study at Tamkang University. It's also possible. So and then we are also looking for some sponsorship for people to come to Taiwan to studies. And this is I certainly will working very close to with Dr. Mas Hakim. Thank you.
Wow, that's very good news, Prof. Deng. For us, that's really promising, encouraging, and maybe for all of you, a student at the MDKIK, hopefully we can establish this collaboration, especially the program on the student exchange, yeah, Prof. Deng.
Yes.
Yeah, I had been to Tamkang University, and it is very nice campus, very close to the city center of Taipei. Yeah, very nice landscape of the campus, and sure, hopefully some of our students in MDKIK will have a chance to go for a student exchange at Tamkang University, or even pursue further degree, yeah, in Tamkang University. So the program you have now, you prepare the new office on education and future design, right, Prof. Deng?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So if you have an interest to go to Taiwan, especially Tamkang University, please let me know, and we will contact Prof. Deng. Yeah, and I know Prof. Deng is very helpful. Yeah, it's very kind. Yeah, and also there are many kind people in Taiwan, and Tamkang University, they are really ready to help you, to help us who new in Taiwan and Taipei especially, right?
Yes.
Oke, teman-teman semuanya, ya, teman-teman semuanya, saya kira itu kabar sangat menggembirakan, sangat bagus buat kita semua, terutama untuk program MDKIK, ya. Dan memang tujuannya saya kira kita ingin lebih dekat lagi. We want to have a well-established, institutionalized collaboration with Tamkang. Jadi kolaborasinya nanti menjadi terlembaga, institution and you to you, yeah, university and university, especially the program under Prof. Deng and the program under the MDKIK. Okay, that's all our session for today. Again, stay healthy and happy, and see you again all. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you all.
Makasih.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Deng.
Bye.
Jazakallah.